of the Living Water Community Center and pastor of the Westover Baptist Church. And we're here in Richmond, Virginia on this beautiful, kind of warm day. The breeze is blowing and the sun's shining on our face. It's so lovely. And I'm so grateful to Drew for showing us his bees and the beehive program he has here. So before we have Drew show us the bees and the hive program, Drew, can you tell us what you do to care for Earth that's so unique and why it matters to you? And I'm going to scoot back behind the camera.
Sure. So our program is our Backyard Beehive Initiative, where we partner with local beekeepers and we place hives in individuals' backyard or front yard in some cases. And then they're placed there throughout the entire summer season. So from spring to about beginning of fall, the hives are placed in people's yards. And then we remove them once winter, fall, we prep them, we remove them from the yards, and then we prep them beginning in fall, moving into the winter. And so our program allows people to learn about backyard beekeeping in a way that is less, it's an easier way to ease into it. A lot of people feel overwhelmed by purchasing all of the beekeeping equipment, buying bees, not knowing where to start, and our program allows people to just gradually ease into it with a mentor of a local beekeeper to help them learn about the process of backyard beekeeping. And then they can determine, after they've been through our program, whether or not they want to dive fully into beekeeping their own by purchasing their own equipment, their own bees. So that's kind of the brief overview of our program. And you get a little bit of honey out of it too, which is always a plus. But why this matters so much to me is, for one, just caring for the earth, caring for honeybees. Honeybees, it's kind of been widely publicized how their kind of populations are in decline, and so people are starting to learn about their struggle, but also the need for honeybees, because they're so important to our ecosystem, to our food chain supply. About a third of all of our food that we eat comes directly from honeybee pollination. And so it's really important for that reason. But two, it also allows people to connect with nature in a way that is very easy, but also very important too. Just by simply having a hive in your backyard, you really have this connection with nature and with Earth and with its creatures that you wouldn't have otherwise. So it's a really unique and special way to connect with nature in a way that's pretty easy, just by putting a hive in your yard.
Well, I think it's an incredible program because I would love to have a hive in my yard, but I haven't the first clue about how to do that, and I sure wouldn't want to just go off experimenting with that on my own. So I'm so grateful that you have this program and your church is right here in our community. We're in the same community, and that this is available. Drew, can you talk a little bit about why caring for honeybees right now is so critically important? Like, why does the timing of this matter?
Well, it's important right now because honeybees are, as society continues to grow, development continues to encroach upon wild honeybee populations' natural habitat. So there's much less opportunity for honeybees to find homes to live in. Basically, honeybees need two things to survive: is safe shelter and also sustainable food supply, which they get from nectar and pollen. But finding a home to build your nest in is harder and harder now, more than ever, as we continue to cut down trees and forests and build concrete jungles instead of the natural habitats that are essential for wild honeybee populations. But also too, honeybees, even in managed colonies like we have here, are in decline because of pests and disease, which have, with increased globalization, has been able to transcend continents and boundaries, and so honeybees are fighting a struggle against mites, which is a really big pest that they're fighting at this time. Also, American foul brood is another disease that is plaguing a lot of honeybee populations. So with the destruction of natural habitat and also the increase of these pests and diseases, it's really a double blow to honeybees, and that's why we're seeing such a sharp decline in the honeybee population. So it's more critical now to help them in these times because of those reasons too. But I also think that it's just as important for humans to engage in nature and care for Earth, and having that intimate connection with nature, I think, is a big part of caring for the Earth. Having a connection with nature and Earth, and so our beehive program allows people to initiate that relationship with nature and the Earth, and honeybees are a great way to kind of connect with nature. So you can see here, it's a relatively small frame, but it's got some good weight to it. You can see here at the top and on the sides, that is capped honey.